This is Rockslapping Champions. Player 1, playing Minsk. We have Innocent. Oh good god. Player 2, playing Tychus. We have Noel Morales. Okay, let's have a look at masteries. We have no masteries here. Both these players are non-master. God, your name. We have both players who have no masteries, and I'm so distracted right now, that name. Okay, so let's have a look at the prestiges. Tychus has gone for the Lone Wolf prestige. Minsk has gone for the Principal Proletariat prestige, so we should be expecting a lot of Royal Guard here, so this is actually a pretty fun prestige. I think all of Minsk's prestiges are so well designed. They all favor different kinds of play. You have the Ursplers, you have the Royal Guard prestige, and then you have the maximum inhumane prestige. So I really like Minsk's prestiges. It's some of the best ones in the game, but let's see how this mission chooses to progress over the course of time. We have Minsk, and yeah, we have Tychus on the way as well. A little bit slower start today, but there is nothing really much to comment on, and I really don't want to comment on the players' names because this is just really weird. Anyway, we have Minsk that is going to be fast building the barracks, so Minsk will be going up, and we'll see how Minsk chooses to develop their build throughout the course of this game. So the barracks will be completed, and usually what I've found with Principal Proletariat is like just prevent you burning experience. I usually go straight for the Aegis Guard here. So even though you might not need an Aegis Guard in the mission, just having one out to start soaking up experience from the mission helps a lot. We have Tychus and Sirius, both decent choices here, and they are hanging out right next to each other, which is probably not what you want to do when you're playing Lone Wolf, but these things might end up splaying as well, yeah. So Tychus and Sirius, okay, these guys are actually hanging around together. So here's the thing about Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf only works when your outlaws are separated. If your outlaws are not separated, you are not getting the damage reduction, and it plays very similar to your regular Tychus play, but you have the disadvantage of having no ultimate gear and more expensive gear. So this is probably not a wise idea, because you might as well just not be going for a Lone Wolf here. So now you can see here the Lone Wolf buff comes up. One thing to note is that when you do get when you get further away for the Lone Wolf buff to activate, there's little spikes that come up underneath your name. So that's how you can tell. But Tychus right now is just F2A moving across this map, and he is not taking advantage of the Lone Wolf buff, which is really not good, because he's spending 25% more for his gear. He's sacrificed his ultimate gear, so he's not going to have access to any of his ultimate gear, and now we have some vultures over here that are going to be attacking Tychus, but one Sugar Grenade seems to be reasonably okay and does take out the rest of these vultures, and Tychus and Sirius will be moving through. And what do we have out for Minsk right now? Yeah, so Minsk is getting his Imperial Witness. So this is one thing also that I am kind of interested to hear your feedback. Like, do you guys do an Imperial Witness at the start of the game if you're using Principal Proletariat? Tychus not even paying attention right now, and Tychus ends up dying. Now the Lone Wolf buff activates, and Sirius will be pushing in towards his expansion. And now Sirius actually has the advantage. He drops one turret over here that doesn't seem to be doing anything right there, because it is somewhat out of range. But now Sirius's buff is available to him, and his Lone Wolf will actually help him clear the expansion reasonably well. So the one thing you have to know about Lone Wolf is that Lone Wolf really favors your ability if you can micro. It is a very powerful prestige, as long as you have the ability to micro and pay attention to individual units in different places. The damage reduction does help a little bit, making the micro a little bit simpler, but you have to make sure that you are moving your outlaws in separate sections. So Tychus will be pushing up here, for example, Sirius down here. And now Tychus is going to be joining his ally, and Sirius is going to be taking against. It's going to start taking a little bit more damage. We have one Aegis Guard already out, and some troopers in front of him as well to deal a little bit of damage and help the Aegis Guard out. So where is Tychus going to go now? So far Tychus has died once, but yeah, do let me know in the comments, guys, what you think about an Imperial Witness when you're playing Principal Proletariat at the very start of the game, given that you're playing also at Sub-Mastery, which means that you don't have the extra bonus from Laborers. Is that something that you guys do, or do you find it's better to just forego the Imperial Witness for starting and just try and rush out like one of the Aegis Guards out? So do let me know what you think. I would normally just forego the Imperial Witness, but I'm not sure. Tychus, Sirius, pushing with Manx, and the timer is actually running a little bit short. These guys are actually attacking the areas that do not have any of these parts, so this area has a lot of parts here, so Tychus is going to be moving in right now. Sears getting wedged again. But again, there are no splits here from Lone Wolf, so like the Lone Wolf buff is not being applied and it's pretty much being wasted. And Tychus is actually handicapping himself right now by giving himself the disadvantage without getting the advantage of the Lone Wolf buff. But we'll see how Tychus will fare in this mission. Now we have Crooked Sam as well as joining in, so Tychus will be pushing into this next enemy base. There is a siege tank on the back line, so you'll have to be a little bit careful. So there's a random marine here that tries to give Tychus a little bit of attitude. Tychus just turns around and just blasts him to smithereens. Now we have some marauders as well, and Tychus will be pushing in to this bunker here. Crooked Sam is getting attacked by the siege tank and the bunker and the Goliath. Manx tries to save his ally. Is he going to save Crooked Sam? Yes, Crooked Sam ends up getting saved by Manx's Ultralisks and his Zerg call down. So that is actually really good. And now Tychus is going to go in and try and take out this train. And this train is going to end up going down. And we also have General Davis on the way, somewhere along the way. Oh no, she's not even on the way. She's just chilling over here right now. General Davis slacking off as usual. Where is Tychus going to go now? What is he doing? What is he producing? What is he researching? He has just now started to research, so he's put down 2 engineering bases. He's getting his level 1 attack upgrades, and he's getting his attack speed upgrade, which I guess is okay. I would prioritize the armor upgrades over here because they increase Tychus' HP, and especially when you're playing with Lone Wolf, the higher HP pool you have, it just makes your life so much easier. It just makes it a little bit more forgiving for random mistakes when you're microing. In this case, I don't really know if it really matters too much. Tychus has not gotten any healing, but he has put down 1 medevac platform to keep his outlaws' HPs filled up and refreshed. So we're gonna see how that fares. Tychus is ready to attack this first hybrid, and as long as the hybrid doesn't spawn any attack waves, I think Tychus should be fine. But again, he has to be careful with the healing, because if he doesn't have any healing, he might end up dying again. And the hybrid is spawning attack waves. So the hybrid is actually spawning mech Terran attack waves. Now, in this case, having General Davis around is actually really nice, because then General Davis has a little splash damage thing that she can use. But General Davis does tend to draw a lot of aggro, so she will end up dying at some point, and it will be up to Tychus to handle this attack wave by himself. And without General Davis' splash damage, he will have to rely on his series starts, and he'll have to rely on Tychus' Share Grenade to do so. And remember that he does not have any healing other than his medevac platform, so you have to be a little bit careful. So another attack wave ends up spawning, focuses down Crooked Sam, focuses down Tychus. That is 2 down right now, and now the Lone Wolf buff has activated, and Sirius is ready to deal with this. Where is Manx? Manx has actually finished dealing with the attack wave, I believe, that had spawned. And now he's going to start pushing in. Rattlesnake has joined into the mix here, again, taking away the Lone Wolf buff from Tychus, or from Sirius for that matter. And now these commanders are going to go and finish off the last of these hybrids. There's a little bit of harassment over here, but nothing really too much they cannot handle. Try to spawn another attack wave, but Rattlesnake has been able to help keep Sirius alive at least a little bit. And now Sirius is going to be moving forward. Where is he going? He wants to try and push into the side. I guess that's okay again, but he has to be, like I said, very careful with the way he pushes. He's not using the Lone Wolf buff. Again, Tychus has joined into the mix here, using some Share Grenades, and now there's a bunker that is attacking Tychus as well as some Marauders. Manx is going to be joining in as well to try and help his ally. Drops the Zerg call down again. That Zerg call down will help these commanders push very, very effectively. There's a hybrid dominator over here. There's a siege tank as well that is shelling away, and there is also an Imperial intercessor that has been used to try and heal up some of these commanders. Tychus has actually drawn aggro of the siege tank, and he is going to survive. He's standing a little bit too dangerously close to the secret missile and moves out of the way finally. And now we have Tychus, Sirius, Rattlesnake, and Crooked Sam over here. Where is he? Tychus is again dangerously low. Rattlesnake is actually taking damage from the Banshees right there. He's not paying attention, not dropping the Revitalizer, and then finally moving out of the way here. And is he going to drop a Revitalizer to heal his Tychus buddy up? It does not appear to be the case, and Tychus just a-click through and killing off the enemy camp in this location. Where is Tychus going now? What does he have in production? He's getting his armor upgrades right now. Okay, so he's getting his attack and his armor upgrades. That's really good. That'll increase Tychus' HP. And now, Secret Missile on Rattlesnake. Siege Tank shelling away on Tychus. Some Marauders focusing down Rattlesnake as well. There's another Secret Missile over here. Siege Tank as well, dealing some more damage. Tychus ends up going down. Another Secret Missile hits a money shot on Rattlesnake. We have a triple revitalizer drop to try and keep these outlaws alive, but the revitalizer buffs do not stack, so this pretty much does nothing. You do not heal 3 times as fast by having triple stack revitalizers. So it's much easier to just spread your revitalizer around and give yourself a maximum AoE size. So Tychus has already died another time. How many times has Tychus died so far? He has died 3 times. Crooked Sam once more. Tychus has also respawned. And what are the losses here for me? Mix is slowly managing to push through and slowly start clearing. Crooked Sam again over here. Again, they have to be careful. The bunkers will aggro Crooked Sam because Crooked Sam is really, really squishy. And the rest of these units as well will draw a little bit more aggro. We have Tychus and we have Nux over here. And that planetary fortress is really, really nasty. There's a Cyclone that gets a lock-on Rattlesnake. Rattlesnake getting some upgrades here, but Rattlesnake is going to get focused down by that Cyclone. Cyclone ends up killing Rattlesnake. Crooked Sam over here still standing strong magically, but there's a siege tank that's shelling away on Crooked Sam, and that ends up killing him off. Tychus again back from the dead, but he is also going to return back to the dead, and he ends up getting killed off by some Goliath, I think, over here. Mengs is slowly starting to push through on the back end here, and that one siege tank is just getting so much value, doing so much damage to Sirius. Sirius is sitting right now at about 90 HP, so Tychus has almost gotten a wipeout here. There is, again, if there's another Marauder over here that is just taking out some more of these turrets, and now Tychus wants to deal with the train, which is the bonus objective. Mengs is trying to clear the rest of this base up. This base is pretty much fallen. There's nothing really much here to push in, but Tychus wants to try and deal with this train here. He does use the barrage ability to try and deal a little bit more damage to the train, which I guess is okay. I don't know if he will be able to take this train out. This train has a lot of HP and you might need a little bit, but Mengs uses his Zerkal down here onto this train. Now the train is pretty much a goner. So these Ultralisks, Hydralisks, Zerglings, Mutalisks will all focus this train down and kill the train. And now we have an attack wave that is on the way, but Tychus is moving out of the way, and where is he going to go now? We have Nux, Rattlesnake, Tychus, Sirius, Crooked Sam. Pretty much a very solid pick here of outlaws, like an outlaw selection. They're not too bad. The attack wave has completely shredded through the Zergal down though, so that is going to be semi-problematic here. What is going on over here? Yeah, we have nothing over here. Tychus is already ready with Nux and Crooked Sam, and that attack wave is moving towards Mengs' base, so he will have to be, again, a little bit careful. This hybrid has started to spawn attack waves, so because it spawned attack waves on the first one, it will always spawn attack waves. General Davis does use the splash damage over here, and now Mengs' expansion is in peril, and Mengs will have to try and deal with that. And Mengs actually might end up losing a lot of the structures in this area over here. Tychus is trying to deal with this hybrid. There are a few more ping markers that are asking for assistance, but unfortunately, no assistance from Tychus. Mengs does use a nuke to end up completely wiping this attack wave, except for this one siege tank. Tychus is now moving back to try and help his ally out. There's one last siege tank, some more Goliaths over here. The laborers get pulled to try and keep the command center alive, so that command center will end up surviving, and Tychus now will end up cleaning out the rest of those siege tanks. So, a reasonably hectic game so far, and what do we have coming up for Tychus? Where does he want to go? Okay, so he wants to go and pick up the rest of these parts over here. I guess those are freebies, so really no reason to do that. But again, like I say, you could have just sent Crooked Sam here because I don't think there's anything else except like one random Marauder that was left alive there. So Crooked Sam would have been able to clear that out while, yeah, so there's one more thing here. Mengs has to go and push by himself into the upper area of this mission. Tychus is hanging around here for some reason. There's an area on the northern side that he can go and pick up the rest of these parts for, but where is he going? He seems to be somewhat confused as to where he wants to go. An attack wave has spawned. Is he going to go and deal with the attack wave? I think he wants to deal with the attack wave. He's not looking anywhere. Okay, now he's noticed the attack wave. He's going to move Tychus and Sirius towards the attack wave, and you can see this is a full-fledged mech Terran attack wave. Battle cruisers and Goliaths over here. I think Tychus is going to end up surviving. Tychus ends up surviving over here. All the outlaws have actually survived. So Tychus is getting a little bit too low. He's sitting at level 3 upgrades, so it's not actually too bad for Tychus. And he's getting his level 4 upgrades as well. And now the outlaws will start pushing into this enemy camp. Seeker Missile on Rattlesnake. Battlecruiser are going to start focusing on Tychus to try and deal a little bit of damage. Seeker Missile on Tychus and on Rattlesnake. Tychus might actually end up dying over there. Tychus ends up dying. Rattlesnake is just getting focused down by so many of these Seeker Missiles. No micro and no pullback on Rattlesnake here. So Tychus is just eating all this damage, and now again we have this double revitalizer, which does absolutely nothing for the Outlaws. Are the Outlaws going to push up that ramp? If they push up that ramp, that might be a little bit dangerous because there's a Hybrid Dominator that's just standing right up there. So Hybrid Dominator casts a Plasma Blast, Rattlesnake drops by 50% HP, and he ends up getting wiped. And now Sirius is going to try and join into the fray here to try and teach this Hybrid a lesson. He does end up fearing some more of these units here. These units are able to get closer to Sirius and end up wiping Sirius out as well. And now Nux pretty much stands no chance. There's a Siege Tank that's just shelling away on Crooked Sam. We have the Demolition Charge. Very nice Demolition Charge from Tychus. And he does end up keeping these units alive, but he's going to start charging in anyway. And Tychus as well on this area here. So there's some Siege Tanks. They're shelling away at Nux and Crooked Sam. Tychus is getting focused down, and Tychus is pretty much taking so much damage over here. One Storm on top of the Siege Tank was good. Kills off Crooked Sam. Unfortunately, Tychus gets wiped out here. And all that is left is Nux, and Nux's auto attack is not good enough, and Nux ends up getting cleared out as well. This is a full wipeout for Tychus. Tychus has to regroup his army. We have Sirius coming in on the way right now. Sirius is getting some more upgrades. And yeah, this is the casualty count. 3 Crooked Sams, 1 Sirius, 6 Tychuses, 2 Rattlesnakes, and 1 Nux have died so far. And I think this might be it. Okay, Sirius is just chilling on the base here. He's like, no, I think I've had enough. I've had enough of dying. Dying is not good. I do not like to die. And Rattlesnake is going to be moving over here. So Manx is going to be pushing in with his army right now, and he will be able to clear out. These Cyclones being a little bit annoying, but Manx is able to clear that out. Tychus had cleared the Hybrid Dominator, which is probably one of the more annoying units, but you do not need to clear the Dominator on this part, as long as you clear the central area here. So we have Sirius and Rattlesnake on the way. We have Crooked Sam and Tychus as well, but they're a little bit far away here. And now this hybrid is going to start spawning. The General Davis is here. And like I said, this hybrid is going to start spawning very, very large, scary attack waves. It tries to use its stasis ability, and the stasis ability does end up stasising General Davis. General Davis will not be able to do anything right now. She will not be able to use the splash damage to take out this attack wave, so she's going to do that right now. But you can see, not really too great when you're dealing with large numbers of tanky units over here. So, where is... There's a lot of inhumanity going on right now, but I think there is some rounds that are not even joining them. They're mad with Tychus. So like, you know what? You got us killed. Okay, I thought Tychus died, which was kind of surprising, but no. He drops the Odin right into the middle of a stasis. Odin gets stasis right there, and now Tychus will have to wait for the Odin to come out of stasis, and I think this turns the hybrid dead. Still, final casualty count. Inhumane game, but that is the hybrid's dead, and that is GG.